Right, hello and welcome to another episode of In-Car Series, episode 12. So I'm just trying out, adjust the camera height a little bit. So it's my day off today. Yes, I get a day off. It's what, 3 o'clock now, so I'm in a little bit of a rush to get in. Basically racing against the sun before it gets dark. I'm planning on going up to the Strathmartin Hospital in Dundee to get an update, just to see what's happening. I've done a lot of demolition work lately with it. I've recorded all that on my channel. If you've watched that, you'll have saw that. So I'm going to get an update just to see what's happening, because I think I drive the buses and I saw the number. I was driving the 22 bus and I looked over and I seen there was like scaffolding on one of the old buildings that were left. It would be the, I think it's the B listed buildings. One of them anyway, one of the Strathmartin Hospital B listed buildings had scaffolding on it. I was able to see this. Oh, this is a tight one. So parked cars right in the corner there. So that then it was yesterday. Yeah, I was on the 22. I was driving the 22 bus yesterday, and I saw it. I said, right, it's a day off a day. I'm going to get myself there, find out what's happening, see what sort of work's going on. So I'm just en route there now. After that, after I get some footage and update on the Strathmartin Hospital, I did say to you before on previous episodes that I would show you Cheviot Crescent. That's the street that I was first brought up on. Since I was born until I was 5, I stayed at Cheviot Crescent, which is on the edge of the north edge of the Finchley housing scheme in Dundee. So I said I would show you what it's like today. So I'm going to do that after the Strathmartin Hospital. It's right next door to Whitfield housing scheme, basically. Cheviot Crescent. It's right on the edge of the city, north edge of Finchley, and it's also near the Whitfield housing scheme as well. And I've done quite a few videos on Whitfield on my YouTube channel. I've done a few articles on it as well. So you can have a look at that if you want. What else have I been doing with my channel? I've got another big video coming up. It's the Buxton. It's a feature length video. It's the Buxton Raceway meeting on the 6th of November 2022. You might have saw an in-caption of that on the last episode of this in-car series. Well, and that was just like a kind of trailer. So I'm going to make up the feature length video for it as well. It's going to be over 2 hours long. In the feature length video, it's going to be showing behind the scenes footage, i.e. the pit area of the arena, the race arena. Obviously the circuit's the main viewing area, that's where all the spectators watch. Well, I obviously watch the racing and record it as well, but I also go into the pits where all the mechanical work's done, all the repair works like that are done. So I've got footage of that as well coming up with a feature length Buxton Raceway video. The wedding video, I've compiled it all up actually, I've just got to check it. However, the couple, it's up to them if they want to make it public. I can't put it public, and sending it to them privately. There's a setting on YouTube where you can set videos onto a private setting. So I'm going to send them that. I'll invite them to view it, and then if they want to share it on, they could share it to whoever they want. And if they want me to put it on public viewing on YouTube, then there's just a couple of wee modifications you'll have to do before, if they did want put it on public view, they'd have to, one, get rid of the copyright music that's playing in the background. They'd have to remove that. There's just a couple of other wee things as well, and maybe just have to adjust. But I can't do that unless they wish to have it publicised. And if they want it publicised, I'll put it on my channel and you can view it if you want. So I actually think I'm going to go straight on here. I'm not going to go down the Kingsway because the traffic will probably be a nightmare. So I'm going to go up the McAlpine Road, down here straight. This is absolute nightmare. See these roundabouts, right? I don't understand why they put blooming trees and obstructions. I think it's fancy putting trees and plant pots and putting all sorts of decorative stuff on the roundabouts, on the roads. But it's a blooming nightmare because you can't see what's coming. It obstructs the view. So suddenly you've got this, it's coming in the corners at speed. I don't know why they do that. I think it's a safety thing myself, personally. I mean, all the decorative stuff, there's places for that, but the centre of the road roundabouts, in my book, isn't the place for it. It just causes an obstruction and it could cause an accident. The speed that some people come round these roundabouts at is too fast. I think the rule is if you're on the roundabout and you've already committed, then you keep going, especially if you're driving a bus. Because if you don't, you just stop and then it'll block the road. But some motorists don't seem to display that they understand that. They just blast their horn and they think, well, I think I know that I saw you, you know what I mean, I've already pulled out and they've blown the horn, but why? You know what I mean? And I've already spotted you, I've already got to go, but they've still got to make the presence known. The horn's only there as a warning device, but they use it as a, you know, some of them. But the rule is if you're already on the roundabout before they've reached the roundabout, then you keep going. But with a bus, you know, in a blind corner, you come in there and they just come out of nowhere and they're already on the roundabout. And I got the foot to the floor. These things weigh up, they could weigh up to 18 tonnes gross, which is nearly 20 tonnes. And I don't have the acceleration they have. So what am I going on about? I've kind of forgot that. Oh, jeez, sorry. I was ranting on a bit. So I'm just going up the McAlpine Road here, and then I'm going to go down I'll go down the American Muir Road. I've never really done this road very often. I don't know why I've come. I'm probably slightly distracted doing this because I've come to the American Muir Road and I'm thinking this is going to come out to Strathmartin Road. I'm trying to be smart, you see, and try to avoid the traffic, but in doing so it might even make it longer by coming down these roads that I'm not familiar with, to try and avoid peak time traffic. This time of year, especially on the run up to Christmas and the weather's going to be generally colder and generally shit, and people will be not walking or cycling, they'll be in their cars, so more traffic will be on the roads. Christmas shoppers, because they're banging on about Christmas already, and then it just puts more traffic on the road, and peak time is just an absolute nightmare. I knew it, I should have went the other way. Bloody knew it. I've come back on it, can I get down here? It's like if there was somebody there. Oh, yeah, I can get left here. This goes on to that roundabout there. Roundabout where the junctions with Feb junction. Yeah, come on. So it's probably saved a few minutes on the traffic. And on what road is this called? I've just came off American Muir Road, turned left onto this. We're doing work there as well. See what I like to see what's going on. It's Frederick Street and on just now. And this comes out to that roundabout, and then I just go down. Come on, yeah, you get a nice view of the Gibble coming down this way as well. But I can't show you, know what I mean, unless we've got a camera facing forward, but I can't do that. because at the moment well, the setup I've got there, that camera can only record one at a time. I don't have a device that can record front view and rear views, you know, at the same time yet. And I would need to have some kind of bracket up here to do that. I could show you where I'm going. But I know in the, oh of course that road, I just saw the sign there too. It runs parallel with Strathmartin Road. Church as well. So I love the road. It's, I can't remember going just to get the exact name of the road. Mine's kind of like going blank, but I can't remember the names of the streets. Baldovan Road, that's it. No, just came off Baldovan Road and I'm going away to continue on down Baldovan Road to Strathmartin Hospital. Yeah, so the wedding, it was really a nice wedding. You know, that Saturday was really good. It was a good turnout, and I wish them all the best. Congratulations to both of them. So that was a lovely wedding. The video I've made, I'm going to send it to them. I'll give them a copy of everything I've took as well, all the materials, videos and photos. I'll send them that on an SD card, and the compiled video just to say I'll put it on private. I've got a Buxton coming up as well, a feature length. I've got this to put on. I've got another thing I'm going to be doing. It's called Quest. If you've seen my channel before, you'll know what it's about. If you haven't, well, it's about lots of bizarre stuff I find I regard to be bizarre. Sort of, it's like little story captions, like, you know, there's little videos I'll join together, each of the subjects on them. So I'll be making that. I've made a few already. I'm thinking on Quest. Oh God knows what, Quest 9 or something. I'd have to check. The only thing about this road is it's always been well, not always, but since I've been using it, it's been full of potholes. Oh, they've got porter cabins here as well, so they're definitely they've done landscaping here as well. What I'm going to do actually, I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to walk back down here with the camera. I've done loads of videos on Strathmartin Hospital, by the way. Oh, it's already on my channel. So I think the demolition people are away, and it's the construction workers that are. Oh yeah, they're not half getting on with that. Wow, oh jeez, I've certainly. That's one of the. Oh, I have to log this in for the update video. Blooming heck, they've certainly. Jeez, I'm gonna have to log this in for an update. There's a lot of changes, and that's done in a relatively short space of time as well. Right, I'll make sure not block at anything or any entrances. Yeah, so I'm going to go out there and get a wee bit of updated footage of what's going on. Put it on the Dundee Historian Facebook website. I've put up a few up already on that web page. I think they'll be interested to see what's going on. But I'll tell you, I've got quite a lot of footage of before, during and after, because I'll be logging this in now. We'll make this into a kind of before, during and after project, like what I'm doing with Whitfield. I've done Whitfield, Blackness Road, although there's not much work being done on Blackness Road. There was tenements on Blackness Road just up from the fire station. They were knocked down, bulldozed down last year, or even late 2020, 2 years ago, and there hasn't been much more done since. But I've recorded the wee bit of the demolition stages, and I'll get footage of the stages of whatever progress has been done on it. I've done Whitfield. I'm going to do this. So there's something else I've done as well. Hilltown. I've done some buildings in the Hilltown as well, particularly at where the old Hilltown Multis used to be. They've built a new complex on there, but it's taken quite a time actually. So it's quite a slow process, but I've logged it in, and I'll do a before, during, and after for that as well. So what I'll do is I could show you some of the stuff that's going on here, but I've got to do a separate file for this. I'll probably put this, well, I'll show you a wee caption up on the screen there somewhere on this bit here, because this is all roof, you're not going to miss anything. I want you to see what's out the window, so I don't want to block that up. Right, let's get on with it. Okay. Right, so I've got some footage. I've actually moved around the different part of the site. I've got to get moving now. If you want to see, well, I want to show you Cheviot Crescent. So I'm not going to drive through the city roads because it's just going to be traffic, and I don't want that. So I'm going to take the country roads instead. Just getting myself out of this area. And then we'll go through Bridgefoot along the country roads instead, to hopefully avoid the traffic, because I could get to Cheviot Crescent from there, like, yeah. So right, that's that done. Straighten this up a wee bit. Just gonna have to do. So yeah, it's a lot of transformation work being done since it was last year. They're certainly moving quite quick. Of course, you can even see here as well. Heck. Well, I'll catalogue that in as much as I can. Anyway, it'll take a few months for them obviously to get finished. But I'll get some. That's the new one. That's Strathmartin Centre on the right. That's what replaced the old Strathmartin Hospital. But you very well. Grant's caravan's on the left there, or where it was, it's no longer there. So I'll get that video compiled up, the footage that I've taken there, I'll compile that up into an updated video. I'll put it on YouTube, and you'll see it anyway, because it's going to be put on YouTube. So just check the channel for that, for when I get around to doing that. And what else? Yeah, I was going to also send the link to the Facebook and also the Dundee historical page for Facebook as well. And there's another one, there's Dundee past and present Facebook page, so I'll do that also. So I'll just coming at the bridge foot. So I'm not going to turn left into town, I'm going to turn right through take the country roads. Let's hope we get a wee bit of the golden sunset, but I think at 4 o'clock on the 9th of November it's going to be probably past that stage now. At least there's some daylight. At least I'll see it anyway. I hope whatever you're going to see at the window and behind us is until we get some kind of setup for showing you what's in front as well. I have to invest into that. I have to research into it and perhaps invest in doing that, like, and you can see. I would love to be able to do that, because it's not really showing you where I'm going, like, because the other way of doing it is what I did before, was to have 2 cameras, and then it's just an absolute nightmare syncing them up, because the process at different times as well. So, all in due course, I'll get that done all in due course. This is just early days. Let's wind these country roads. As you come into this time of year as well, a lot of the trees that lose their leaves. You can see the views right through them now, whereas in the summer, if the trees are like they're all fully grown, it kind of restricts a lot of the views in some places. But I like the colours in autumn as well, the autumn leaves, the crisp air, the crisp, clear, fresh air. I love summer. Summer's my favourite season. Spring, summer, or winter, they've all got their good points. They've all got their not so good points. I don't like being totally stuffy in the summer, and I hate being freezing in the winter. And I don't like April, spring, raining all the time. But I think spring and autumn is probably the best of both worlds, because you get kind of some of the good colours, the clear air. Summer's my favourite, no matter what, like. But yeah, it's nice. So I'm basically going to take the back roads into Finley, because I could get you a view of Cheviot Crescent. I could show you the view looking down the Cheviot. I could probably even I'll probably drive right to Cheviot Crescent and show you exactly where the house was. If I remember, I'll try and add maybe a couple of pictures up on the top corner of the screen. Pictures that were taken when I lived there. I was only, well, I'll be up to 5-year-old, since I was born I was 5, so any sort of pictures between that age time I can show you. Put a wee caption up somewhere about there where it's no there, show you. I'll pop a few pictures up if I remember, like, I've got a lot other things to do as well. I've just like to say, this is my day off. It doesn't even feel like a day off, it's just kind of, the time's actually sped up. It's 4 o'clock. Saying that, I did go to bed late, I do start late, but it's because it gets darker earlier as well, it feels like the day's over, but obviously it isn't it, but it just feels like it's over. Buds there. Yeah, sure. tell you something though, that time is really sped up, in my opinion. And I say that, I don't mean that because, you know, when you get older, the proportions of a year are obviously going to be smaller percentage. A year's going to be a smaller percentage of your overall age as you get older. Like, so if you're say 2-year-old, then 1 year's 50% of your life. But if you're 47, that's my age, then 1 year's only a 47th of my life. And then if I live to 84, then it's only, you know, it's half a percent, 84%. So what I'm saying is, obviously, that as you get older, the proportions of a year will be smaller in relation. However, that's not, I've took that into consideration, but I definitely genuinely feel that time has literally sped up. And I've said this, I've said it for a while, but I've felt this for quite a few years. Since about 2016, I think, there was a lot of changes. There was something about that year. Actually, I was going to... Yeah, I better not. Yeah, there's a lot of changes in that year. Well, I've experienced a lot of strange stuff before that, but 2016 was kind of like, you could say, I don't know, this was a bit of a milestone actually. A lot of kind of big things. I awoke into bigger things, or big things. I don't really want to go on about that just now. I have done before in my earlier videos regarding stuff like the Mandela effect, time speeding up, because I genuinely believe it has. I mean, take a couple of days ago, I finished my shift, I was sitting in the car, I was doing stuff on my phone, and I got a phone call at 1 AM, and well, I was only on the phone for a couple of minutes, and then after that I just went back to doing what I was doing on the phone. And then what felt like only about half an hour, right, was an hour. It was 2 o'clock in the morning the next time I looked at the time, and it was just, I mean, no way. So it's almost like it's doubled. An hour feels like half an hour now. And I mean that genuinely, because I just cannot get anything like as much done in a day compared to what I used to. It's just no way. I know for a fact, because I know how much I was able to do. I know how I felt years before that, and I know how time felt. I may have mentioned this before actually, but I was in a hotel a few years back, and it was the Dalwhinnie Hotel actually. I woke up before I was due to get up, and I couldn't really get back to sleep again. And the clock that was ticking, I just heard the seconds going faster. They were definitely faster. Without a doubt, like, you know, it used to be you could do 1 elephant, 2 elephant, 3 elephant, you know, like that to engage for a second. You got to go through that in your mind. But now it just doesn't work. It definitely is faster. There's stuff online. I typed it in. I don't know. When I say online, that's all it can ever really be. It can only be stuff that's online. And they were on about the Schumann's resonance. Schumann resonance. The Earth's Schumann resonance. Now, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on, like what's causing it. But I can assure you, I know what I feel, and I know what I remember, and I know what I feel, and I know that time is sped up. No doubt about that. For me anyway, it's definitely sped up. I'm trying to get this thing to stop. Yeah, it's definitely sped up. So I've got another thing to do as well actually. I'm going to review a restaurant. I'll put that on my channel as well. It's of course it's sort of, it's like kind of Asian food restaurant, I think, but it's a new restaurant anyway. I'm going away to try it out. I'll video it and I'll let you know my experience on it. But how I experienced it anyway. Just like I've done previously with other stuff regarding restaurants and food takeaways and that. So, yeah, I think I'll definitely have to get a device where I could show you what's up ahead, so I'll show you the scenery as well, like, because I'm just trying to describe it to you. It's not really the same, is it? Going along, this isn't the Emmet Road, but this leads. Emmet Road runs from here, Stane Road in Dundee, up to this road, basically, that I know in Dill. It's a steep break as you're going up. If you're going north, it's steep going up. If you're going back to Dundee, it's great fun coming down on a bike. I've cycled up and down. If you're in the car, it doesn't matter either way. It's nice and easy in the car, isn't it? Don't have to worry about brakes if you're driving the car, but if you're cycling a push bike, it's not so much fun going up there. It's brilliant. I've got a bike rack as well. This goes on the back of the car, like. Maybe one day I'll get one of these GoPro videos and put it there and just show you a cycle. I've never really done a lot of cycling lately. Just not really had the time. I'm doing other things. Tell you what, this beats city traffic driving along roads like this. Definitely. So not too long though. A few minutes. I'll be at Fintry housing scheme. So I know I won't make this video too long either, so I've got to. So we're just going over the flyover that goes over the A90. That's the Dundee Aberdeen bit of the A90. Just going over the flyover there. Just come out the back of Fintry. This is Cumbernauld Brae actually. There's a Cumbernauld Monument still there. And there's Pawry Monument, we'll get it right, Pawry Monument. And then there's Pawry Castle there as well. Pawry, I think that's how it's pronounced anyway. Pawry Castle. P-O-W-R-I-E. Pawry, I think that's how it's pronounced. Right, I'm going to stop somewhere about here. Actually no, I'll go a bit further. Because, look at what's that view there. This past me. Right. So I'll show you GV from here. Right, so this is looking down towards Fintry. That's Whitfield House and School. You can see the scrap blocks there. I don't know how well you can hear me with that wind, I just hope you can. Cheviot is the houses just down in front, that's all. Cheviot Crescent there. Right. There used to be tenements on both sides, but there's no longer tenements on the northmost side. On the north side of Cheviot, there's the tenements around. So it's only, I lived on the south side of Cheviot Crescent anyway, but unfortunately my building's away. The building I used to stay in was round about there. It looked like these. They used to go right along on both sides of Cheviot. And my house was about there, 24 Cheviot, and it was not down in 1995. The bulldozers did down in 1995. And that road there, that's Long Hill Road. In fact, there's a bus, that's Fisher's Tours coach. That bus is going along, coming off a Long Hill Road and onto Berwick Drive, which runs right along the full length of the back of Whitfield Housing Scheme. And these big long buildings there, they were originally flat roofed scarring blocks. They've now been refaced. They added roofs on them during the late 90s. So Fintray stretches from this edge to around about there. That's all Fintray. Whitfield was I heard was the biggest housing scheme in Europe, I was told. But in the 80s I was told it was the biggest housing scheme in Europe. And it stretched quite a considerable bit. Whitfield, it stretched quite a bit. There was the back of Whitfield had the scarred blocks, the front of Whitfield had more conventional looking blocks, although it did have a version of the scarred blocks. And Summerfield was like Lower Whitfield, it had its own sort of scarred blocks and conventional blocks. But it didn't have as many. The back of Whitfield had the iconic scarred blocks, and it was solely made up of scarred blocks. So that's zooming in now onto Cheviot Crescent. Right, that's getting dark now. So I'll actually, I'll nip down to Cheviot Crescent. I'll show you closer. Show you a wee bit closer. I'll go down there. So, unfortunately, that wind was a bit of a nuisance. And as always, it's always traffic. As soon as you sit in the car and talking and that, the road's not as busy. But when out there, it's always windy. There's always cars and tractors and racket in the background and drown out the noise. Sods a lot. It's anyway. I've showed you what I could show you at the moment. So I'll go down and show you a bit closer. It's quite a nice area actually from up here. You get a lovely view of right across Dundee. You can actually see the North Sea from here as well. The River Tay, the Tay estuary. And you see all that on this road. So frustrating because I can't show you unless I stop, turn it around and then. I might research into finding out these cameras where you can do that kind of stuff like. So I'm going to do this, show you Cheviot, then I'm going to head down to the city centre, and I'm going to try out the restaurant. I'll do a review on that. Well, not a review, I don't review things like that. I don't say that it could be better or worse. I don't do that. That's not what I'm about. I don't do that. What I do is I just show you my experience of it, and you make your own mind up. I just show you what I bought, and what the food's like, and what I've kind of thought of it. And you make your own mind up, basically. I don't rate things like that. I don't sort of give it 1 star to. That's not me. I don't believe it. But I just give you my. I'll just show you my experience. What I bought, what the food looks like, the prices, what the build, what I can show you off the build. I can't film an awful lot inside because it's obviously public. I kind of show people sitting at their tables, like, I can only show you captions when it's quiet. Actually, what we're going to do, I'm just going to stop here for I've got to stop here for a minute. I'll be back in a second though. Should be alright. Let's sort the way a bit here. Right, back in a second. Right, that's better. Right, so once you get to Cheviot Crescent, I could probably show you where my granny and granda stayed as well. Fintry Mains, which is another part of Fintry. It's an important part of my life because when since I was born, I was 5, I stayed in Cheviot, and then my young brother got born, and then we moved to Minas Hill, which is on the opposite end of the city, the west end of Dundee. But we used to come back to Fintry a lot to visit Granny and Granda. So after school, my dad would drive us to Fintry, and we would go to my Granny's house and have our tea, and I would, you know, play around with people that were there as well. So I had friends in Fintry and I had mates at Minas Hill as well. So for a good 6 years after the move from Cheviot, we still came back to Fintry to visit Granny and Granda. But they died, and once that happened, that was it. It was 1983 my Granny died, 1986 so my Granda died then, but that was it. There wasn't any other reasons to come back to Fintry. So I wasn't until the late 80s, well 1990, especially 1991, that I came back at my own time, like, you know, at weekends after, because I was at school, so at the weekends came back to have a look at the old scanning blocks in Fintry as well, just for old memories and that. I was always sort of like that, sentimental, you know, even with that, yeah, so I haven't changed. I've always been like that, and so I came back, and when I looked around in the late 80s, that's 1991 was the biggest year for that, because I brought the camera with and started. Well, I was a bit old, I was 16, so I was able to, you know, my dad wasn't keen on us coming here, because Whitfield and that wasn't really, I was known to be quite a rough scheme, so I had to be really careful. I went with mates, but I tended to do a lot of stuff on my own as well, so I wasn't really one to be doing that. But I was a little bit older in 1991, so I was able to go a bit later, and I was, well, I went there before that anyway. I went there in the late 80s also, but not really to the same degree as I did in 1991, because I started going into the old buildings as well, old derelict scan blocks, to get other videos, do pictures with the Olympus Plus 35 CLS camera. So I've basically done a lot of logging and photographing, even as far back as then. I was always fascinated in scan blocks, and I have memories here. And I say I had a look at my old house that had just come up from where it used to be. I was lucky enough to get in my old house again in 1995, just prior to it being knocked down, because just weeks later it was knocked down. So they took the bulldozer and flattened it, and not just my block, but they've done quite a few of them. All this side is all gone. Just got a play park there, it's not going to be much help to you. I have to turn it around and show you. So I'm going to show you that now. Well, this is Cheviot Crescent. My house, well, it looked like that. These are the original tenement blocks for Fintry. These are still original. They've been refaced slightly, but not as quite as much as not quite as dramatic as what they did to the scan blocks. They still look quite a lot like what they used to. But my house used to be around about there, but as you can see, it's no longer there, and there's new houses built there. And this is now looking along the north side of Cheviot. The road that I looked down on here from was up there, so we were up there earlier. Try and zoom this in. So I was parked about there, and I was looking down this way from up there. There used to be a play park here. There is a play park over there, but the play park that I remember there used to be one about here. Yeah, it was a roundabout here, and there was old tenements all along this side as well. But these are long gone. And Whitfield is just there. So where that van is driving, and that's basically just coming off not Berwick, not Long Hill Road, there's a road that runs parallel, but these houses just out there in the distance there there were originally scarring blocks there, but they've been demolished and new houses built there. But that's the edge of Whitfield. So where that car's going down is Long Haul Road, where it goes round that big bend, sweeping bend that joins on to Berwick Drive, that continues on into Whitfield. I would just love to see a bus going up and down there, but I'm not going to stand here all night for that, and I just don't have the time or the patience at the moment for that, and I'm a bit busy. But I just thought I would show you. I'll give you that sign actually. So that's Finglass Street. That runs between Grampian Gardens, which is up there, and between Grampian Gardens and Cheviot Crescent. That was the original sign for Cheviot Crescent, but it's no longer. So this was where I lived from since I was born in 1975, right up till 1980. Then my young brother got born, then we moved to Menas Hill. The houses that I stayed in was there. That was bulldozed down in 1995, and these new houses are built there now. Well, they're not that new now actually, they've been there a while, but later houses. There used to be a play park there, around about here, I remember going there. And all this side was tenement blocks right the way down to the road that runs parallel with Long Haul Road, that actually feeds into Cheviot. So you can't actually drive onto Long Haul Road from here, you've got to go up the road that runs parallel to it, just a little bit, and then turn onto Long Haul Road. Oh, hit the record by accident. Right, so what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to quickly zip round to Fintry Mains, and I'll show you the tenement where my granny and granda lived. That's still there, by the way. They haven't demolished any of Fintry Mains yet. Hopefully they never will. I used to go to Fintry Nursery as well when I was living here, but I've never got the time to show you that in this video. I'll have to be for another one. I'll just have to do that in another one. I've just honestly don't have the time. I've got to get pressing on the other things, but I'll quickly show you Cheviot. Not Cheviot. Fintry Mains. I'll quickly show you that, and then that'll get to do, because it's getting dark and I've got other things to get through, other things to do. So so that's memory lane. I've been here many times since, like, I thought I'd share that little memory with you. So I think the quickest way to get to is probably straight along, I think. If I had the camera that could show you where I'm going, I would have driven along Fintry Road as well, but I'm not going to do that because there's no point, because you're not going to see Grampian Gardens. I would have went along that way for you, but when I invest in this, I'll have to research in the camera first that could do that. I'll have to get a proper fitting in as well, where I could fit it on the windscreen properly, rather than just basically join it up there. It works, you know, it's fine, but there's no way that would work two-way, because it's just going to show you the back of, well, nothing. It's just right against the lid there, so you're not going to see no. But I'd have to have a fixture where I could have the camera's views unobstructed. Right, this is always, goodness, you think I would know Fintry, wouldn't you? I'm like, getting the junction it's down here, isn't it? Down, yeah, it is down this way. So come on, you can't see. Like, come on, I mean, so my dad's half of the family lived in Fintry as well. My mum's originally from Nigeria in Africa. I've never been there yet, but my dad's half is Dundonian, and Fintry is a big part of their life as well, because they grew up, well, a good part of their life is in Fintry as well, like you. So sadly my mum passed away 4 years ago. So, my dad's still doing alright. So that's on Fidray Drive, which is where the 33 bus goes along. And, well, that was always originally the 33 bus. But they've changed it so many times, I don't even want to explain it all. But the 33 comes along here again. And they've added the 10 as well. It used to be a tough course. I'm not even going through all that, but the 30, this was always originally the 33 bus route. And the 32 went up the Fidray Road towards, basically the 33 went east to west, west to east along Fidray, and the 32 was the north to south, south to north. It was like a cross. That's all it was always. And you had the circular buses that served the 9 and the 10. But they've changed it. Oh God, I'd be here. I'm not even going to explain it all. They've changed it here, they've changed it back, they've changed it there, they've changed it back, they've renamed it, they've done this, they've done that. I'm not even going to explain all that. But what I'll do is I'm going to park here and I'll show you quickly, very quickly. I don't want to be staying too long here with the camera, but quickly show you where my granny, that was my dad's parents. And they say I used to come here a lot from 1980 to 1986. Granny passed away in 1983, then my granddad passed away in 1986, and we didn't come back. Never really came back here again for anything. So, but a lot of my childhood memories are from here as well. Mates used to stay in the tenement opposite. They used to muck around and that. I just used to do that. Then I obviously knew people from Minas Hill as well, because when I finished school we just used to go in the house for a wee bit, and then not for long then we'd jump in the car and then Dad would just drive us here, we'd park there, and then we'd have our tea up there, and then I'd go to play. I'd go up to play around here. I had a Tomahawk push bike. I used to cycle around there, and this brings back a lot of memories. Like, and this hasn't changed much. Anyway, it's not going to show you much, is it? So I'm going to have to get out and quickly show you this before I don't want any audiences. So the house on the top left was Granny and Grandad's old house. I don't want to be zooming in on it because obviously the people will wonder what I'm doing, and I don't want to be disturbing anybody. But my dad used to come in here, he used to park his car. That is now a disabled space, but it's no longer. It wasn't that back then, but it was just an ordinary space, but that's been added later. But my dad, if he could, normally just used to park his car in about there, and we would just go up into the top left flat there. But I know, as I say, I'm not zooming right into it for respect of privacy. I don't want to disturb anybody, but this is the thankyou mains. I had friends that stayed in the blocks across there, and I knew somebody that stayed in the block there as well. And this, as I say, this hasn't changed much at all. This is still quite, well, it hasn't changed much at all. I even remember when they put these buzzers on. That was done in about 1985, 1984, 1985, thereabouts. But that was added later, this disabled space. You can tell that ramp has been added a bit later as well for disabilities, mobile disabilities. With a sheltered housing bit at the bottom, I remember that was converted about early to mid 80s. But this is thankyou mains, and that's the squarey. This used to be nicknamed the squarey. This used to be referred to a lot as the squarey. Oh, there's a bus. Just wanted to get that in. Yep. There used to be a big tree there on that side. I remember climbing up it with my mates, and I was a lot fitter. I was quite tall as well for my age, so I was able to get up quite easily. Right, I better put this away because it's going to draw too much attention. I can see people coming. So anyway, right, so quickly let's Number 2 Finchley Mains, very much an intricate part of my childhood. This fence was always there as well. It was different colour, it's been repainted a few times. And I say the road and just walking towards this Finchley Drive. I remember my granny used to take us on the 33. My dad would be maybe doing something else with the car or whatever, and my granny used to go to that bus stop there, and with me used to take us to the swimming. It was probably 1982, 1983 thereabouts. I was only 6 or 7, 8 year old. We used to get the 33 into the town. I remember the bus well. Right, that'll do for now. Right, so what I'll do now is I'll just round the video off, because that's really all I could do at the moment. It's probably too long as it is. I did promise I would show you these places on a previous episode, so I've upheld it and I've done it. I've showed you Cheviot Crescent and Finchley Mains. If I've got the time in the future, I'll show you where the old nursery is. Actually, that nursery was closed down for quite a while. It was shut down for years, but they done it up and reopened it. So that's the only building that's left that I grew up in, because the Hillside Primary School in Minesall's knocked down. Minesall High School's been knocked down, and well, I should say that nursery was closed down for a good 10, 12 years, 11 years. But luckily it's been renovated and opened, so that's the only thing that's really left. I've done a video on that as well, by the way. Surprise, surprise. I think if I remember right, it was titled Finchley Nursery and Teeland Earthhouse. It was way back on my channel, like it was back in 2020, probably about July 2020 or something. It was quite a bit back, so it's an early video. I'd also done a videos on one of the first videos, certainly within the first handful of videos since I started YouTubing, which was April 2020. I'd done videos on the demolition of Hillside Primary School and Minesall High School. I also done inside footage, because I got a last look around as well before it was going to be demolished, of both my schools. So I was lucky in that respect that I was able to get in there and get footage. But unfortunately I wasn't a YouTuber back then, so the quality is just how it is. I didn't have, well, I didn't YouTube, so it was just, I only put up the quality that I've got. I wasn't intentionally putting it online or anything like that. So anyway, that'll have to do for now. I hope you enjoyed this. Just see what else I've put up on my channel. Yeah, it's a 33 going past. Yeah. Well, no, it's you get the 10s going past there as well. Always only used to be a 33. It used to be a 33 that went that way for the city centre, that way for Finchley. Although it did terminate at Whitfield. There was the old 33 terminus on Long Hill Road. I'll have to show you that as well if you're interested. The 33 terminuses had 3. Well, there's 3 terminuses. They've got one on Long Hill Road. They had the one at Lothian Crescent, the old Lothian Crescent shops in Whitfield. That was the Whitfield shopping centre. They moved it there, and then once they built the road from, well, they're blowing the multis down at Whitfield, then they're on the road from the Lothian Crescent, extended it right along to the new Crescent that they built in Whitfield. Then they extended the 33 service to the Crescent. It now terminates at the Crescent. So, but they've also changed the 10s. The 10 circular, there used to be a 9 and 10 circular. The 9 circular went clockwise round the outer circular, the peripheral. That was an outer circular bus. It went round the clockwise round Dundee, the outside of Dundee's housing schemes. And the 9 went clockwise, the 10 went anti-clockwise over the outer circulars. Right, I'm going to have to go on that. Right, I hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned, see what else I put up on my channel. Okay, bye for now.